Hey y'all, it's me. It's your girl, the Benji B. What you watching on TV? Okay, so I am back. This is episode 4. I'm finally caught up and chomping at the bit for episode 5, which is going to be in a couple of days as of the point where I'm recording this review. So this episode opens up with Rolly is giving Natalie the rundown on the rehearsal. And she's just kind of talking about everything that led up to the concert, which, you know, by that time Natalie was there to perform at the concert with the girls. And Natalie, after she get through talking to Rolly, she called a meeting with all of the squad leaders, and they give their little rundowns on what happened and who's beefing with who and who was mad with who and who did what. And it's just basically a lot of recaps going on at the very beginning of this episode. Oh, I think I mentioned in the last episode that they confirmed it was 27 fights. So this is where we get that confirmation, right? When the girls is talking to Natalie and giving her the rundown of what was going on, they actually said it was like somebody counted 27 fights at the rehearsal. Okay, now we get to, I think they still at the LA house. I don't know. I feel like this was a different location, but maybe it was the same location and maybe just a different part of the house or something. I don't know. But anyway, Ivory is waiting in the backyard for Dolly to pull up. So Ivory is pissed off. Now, I can very much understand why Ivory is mad. We got to rewind a few seasons to that Baddies Africa back yonder. So this is the point where I had a disdain for Dolly and Lex in Summer. And again, not so much Dolly and Lex, because I felt like they was capable of being likable. But I think because of Summer's antics, that caused them to, I don't know, they just was on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And so I just was like, these bitches, ugh, gross. I say that to say that Ivory's still mad about that horse shit being thrown at her in Africa, which she is very vindicated in feeling so. So I am not mad at her. I understand. And you might really just want to pop the shit out of a bitch. And if it's 2 years before the next time you see her where you slap shit out of her, then granted, 2 years that bitch gets slapped. I'm sorry. It's just how that's gonna go. Honestly, I think Dolly understands it too. So this is another 2 that I feel like in any other circumstance will probably be cool, because I think they move kind of, they don't really move the same. Ivory give me very much like street regular girl, just kind of like she probably do her own grocery shopping and shit, you know. Dolly gives me like musician. She probably like travel a lot and be in a bunch of different cities and shit all the time. So I don't think they necessarily live the same lifestyle, but I could see them being cool outside of the bullshit of the Baddies show. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Ivory is pissed off about it. And so Dolly pull up and she get out the Escalade and she go in there. Soon as she walk outside, and see, this is another reason I fuck with Ivory. Ivory's like, bitch, we ain't talking about shit. You know what time it is. You know what you came here for. Let's go. So they get their little fight in. I feel like that first round they went was a wash. And that's why I say Dolly got hands, right? Because, like, being around Summer. So the tricky part for Dolly is, like, being around Summer. Summer just looked like she'll run with a bunch of bitches that can't fight. Like, they just talk loud and, like, run. Being around Lex, who looks like a professional kickboxer, UFC champion and shit, you know, like, that motherfucker look like a professional. And so you got Dolly somewhere kind of in the middle. And, like, lately you've been able to see that Dolly really got them hands. You know what I'm saying? So the first round, Ivory win, though, right? Ivory catch her. And, yeah, she put that knot on her forehead. It was not good, you know what I'm saying? But Dolly ain't no punk, you know what I'm saying? And so the second round, they kind of dance around a little bit. And they end up connecting, but it is a wash. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like Dolly just gonna be no easy ass whooping. So they talk a little shit and they argue back and forth and they kind of roast each other. And I love Dolly accent. That's probably another reason I like her so much, because she country. She from where I'm from. I think she from where I'm from. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look into that. But she country the motherfucker. I love to hear her say Mersey, and I love to hear her say Hermans. She is so cute to me. Like, that is my girl. So anyway, they talk a little shit to each other, and then that dissipates, and they kind of go on about their business. Okay, and then so now we get to Mariah and Sky. Maybe the end of last season, and like all of these episodes coming up to now, Mariah have had a real bug up her ass for Sky. And Sky, the DJ, is not a fighter. You know what I mean? And so when you just really want to whoop somebody that bad and they're not even a fighter, it's starting to make you look a certain way. So I'm gonna be honest. Mariah is running like she's treading like a thin line of obnoxiousity. I don't think that's no word, but the motherfucker's getting obnoxious. Sky's not gonna fight her. They end up meeting up at the LA house. They pull up, Mariah pull up to the house. Sky's already there, and I got to say, Sky is fresh in a motherfucker. I don't know who designed this Persian teal, blue, and gold, like Arabian Night, Saudi Arabia, you know, goddess of the desert season. Like, that shit was so goddamn clean. I was like, damn, that shit fresh. Mariah pull up. And so now we get to understand why Mariah is so mad, which it still don't make a lot of sense to me why she's still as mad as she is. Because it's been a couple times where she done snuck Sky and threw shit at Sky and popped Sky with microphones. Like, don't you ain't got that shit out your system? Child, apparently not. Because they meet up for the sake of hashing out this issue they have. So Mariah pissed off. Because, you know, when she not on Baddies, Mariah done had a music career for a long time. Most folks know her from Love and Hip Hop. So she been in music shit for a long time. And she probably got a decent cult following, right? So she goes and she performs and this and that. Well, apparently, one of her trips or one of her performances when she was in LA, DJ Sky was there. And some friends were there with Sky. Now, the girls that were with Sky ended up jumping Mariah, I guess because Mariah tried to go at Sky even during that trip. So they jumped her, and I guess she got whooped, and she was feeling some kind of way after that. I'm going to say this. I don't put it past Sky. Because number one, we know Sky is not going to fight. And then number two, do y'all remember? It might be about 2 years ago now where this girl, she was a makeup artist. And this was on Instagram. I remember when this went viral on Instagram. I think it was 2024 when this happened. She was in LA. And she met up with Sky at some hotel or something. Like, they was chilling and drinking and shit. And a couple of the girls that was with Sky jumped that girl and beat her the fuck up. She went online after the fact. I don't know if they took her phone. I don't know what happened with it. And I don't know the result of it. But I will say that I believe Mariah when she said that them girls jumped on her. Because that seemed like that's how Sky moved. Like, Sky's clearly not no fighter. But she seemed like she got goons. And they for real about her. You know what I'm saying? That's why Mariah's mad. Which, okay, now it's making a little more sense to me. Because I just couldn't figure out, like, why is you so mad at the girl that ain't never gonna fight nobody? Like, I don't understand what... I get it. I get it now, right? So, they get into their fight. Here's how they fight starts. So, they sitting there and Mariah is talking shit. Mariah talking shit to Sky like she is an angry boyfriend or some shit. Like, she's like, you know, she just like, you did some fuck shit and you always do some fuck shit and it's gonna be up every time I see you and you did this in LA and like, are you gonna apologize or not? And so before Sky can even apologize, she said she was taking too long. So then Mariah jumped from her chair over to Sky's chair and they fight a little bit and they tell, you know, the people come in and break them up and Sky's outfit is destroyed. Oh, my feelings were so hurt for her. Oh, her outfit was fucked up. It was so beautiful. So they pull him apart, and now Sky is a little irritated. So she like, well, fuck it, bitch. Since you done started and then fuck it, I'm gonna have to fight you. So let's fight. So they square up again, get ready to fight. And as they get ready to fight, Mariah come towards Sky to catch her. She gonna try to catch her in the face, you know what I'm saying? But Sky just, I guess her reflexes, she just kicked. Kicked her, caught her right in the chest. And Mariah, she caught her ass right in the chest. Mariah was out of breath. Mariah was like, yo. Mariah was like, yo, bitch, you kicked me hard in the motherfucker in my chest, bitch. So she had to take a pause, right? She had to take a pause. But that shit was like super comical, you know what I'm saying? So I can't even now, I can't tell if that was just comedy. Like, is this shit just for the storyline of it all? But I don't know. I don't think it's been a minute since I laughed that hard while I was watching Baddies. Just Mariah's response to it, I think, is what made it like super comical to me. She tried to fight her again, and then they still talking shit, and you know, Sky is like, bitch, leave me alone. She basically begging Mariah to leave her alone. She really don't want to fight Mariah. She don't want no smoke, no physical smoke. She don't want to go to her. I think eventually Sky apologizes, and then Mariah goes and gets a T-shirt from one of her concert T-shirts, and she gives Sky the shirt. And she was like, you better wear my shirt. And Scott was like, yep, I'm going to wear it next time we on tour and I perform your songs. She's like, I'm going to be a backup dancer. She was like, yep, and if you don't wear it, I'm going to beat your ass again. And so, that, like, the little banter between them felt like sisters, right? Like it felt like a friend or a sister that you really close with, and you don't want to fight them, but you just mad at the motherfucker at them. Which I don't think that's the case, because I don't know them to have ever been like really friends or like super tight or nothing. But it just was, I don't know, man. Like that shit had me cracking up. Like that's some funny shit. So thank you, Mariah Lynn, for that epic response to having the wind kicked out your ass. We really appreciate it. The comic relief is dope. Now this is where we get to the LA house, and so this is one of Natalie's house meetings where she comes in so everybody can squash the beefs looking ass. Yeah, they have a house meeting, so her and Rolly is there. I think Mariah is there, and I want to say Dolly is there. So they kind of talk a little bit. Dolly tell them about the little shit, the scuffle she had with Ivory, and the girls are kind of trickling in slowly. So this is a lot going on. So when they get to the fight scenes where it's like a bajillion motherfuckers, I'm just gonna wing it and try to give y'all what I remember, and then we're gonna talk about it. So I believe we have all the girls kind of trickle in slowly, but by the time Amber comes in, it's quite a few of them there. Now what I will say is right before Amber walk into the house, all the girls they just sitting around kind of chopping it up and shit, and so Natalie's messy ass goes down the line and asks everybody, if you had to pick 5 baddies that can't go on tour with us, and who needs to go home, who's the ones that you would have go home. And so nobody really want to just like name no names, because I don't think they feeling messy like that, you know. But then she get down there to TT, one of the Baddies Gone Wild girls, and TT was like, shit, I think Tasiki should go home if she don't fight Ciroc. And so Tasiki, she's sitting there too, and she just kind of like, whatever. Oh, also I forgot to mention that as Lex gets there, they all try to get to the bottom of the beef between her and Biggie. And I don't feel like they beef is significant. I don't think Lex really want to fight Biggie. I think she just like, Biggie just sensitive, and sometimes she say stupid shit, and then motherfuckers get mad, and she forgot she dealing with bitches that'll slap you. Like you can't just, you know what I mean? Like you are in a crew with, 6 out of 8 of these girls will punch you in your shit. You know what I'm saying? So it don't feel like Lex and Biggie's beef is like no real bona fide beef. Now, we get to where Amber shows up. So then Amber comes in, and she don't say hello, how you doing, none of the shit. She ain't with none of the fake shit. She not finna go around. She not shaking no hands and kissing no foreheads or doing no snuggles. She ain't doing none of this shit. She come in there and she was like, I was talking shit about all you bitches online, so which one of you bitches want it? And so they all just kind of looking at each other like, who the fuck she talking to? And then they even, Dolly try to get her to call somebody's name out, and she won't call no name out, but she do all of that, and then she like walk back out the house. And so it's kind of like, okay, like, all right. So she goes back out the house, some of the other cabaret girls show up, and then they go in. So now she come in, I want to say it's Sweet Neek and Egypt that's with her at this point. Was Wet there? I don't remember. I don't think Wet was with them when they came back in. But Sweet Neek and Egypt come in with her. And so as she's coming back in, all the girls was like, oh shit, she got somebody with her. I'm not sure how they made the choice. But then Tasiki ends up deciding to be the one to accept the invitation. Child. Her and Tasiki go around. When we call them 2 rounds, or we gonna call it 1 round? I think I'm gonna call it 1 round, because they don't really even just tussle up real good. Like Tasiki ain't really even taking her serious, but she do square up with her, whatever. And so as they have a little couple of jabs or whatever, Amber almost makes some contact, but she don't. So now Tasiki is activated. Child, Tasiki cocked back and caught that girl in her eye one motherfucking time. And that poor little girl, she had to go to the bathroom because she had a gas. Now, it's one thing to punch somebody and you like you make a bruise on them and then you hurt them a little bit. But when you punch a motherfucker and they shit gets sliced open, Dios mío, like what the fuck? I don't know. Tasiki gonna fuck around and have her shit registered as lethal weapons if they ain't already. But that did not go well for Miss Amber, and so needless to say, she exits her way from the stage. But she does say that when she get healed up, she'll be back for another round with Tasiki. Tasiki's like, girl, whatever. So E.T. get there a little bit after this or whatever. So now everybody is a little amped up, right? We done had our first scuffle of the evening, so now these bitches is ready to go. So E.T. walk in and Dolly jump up. And Dolly was basically saying how she didn't really want to fight Ivory. She really wanted E.T.'s ass. Again, why? I'm not real clear. I'm sure we'll get some clarity on that later on. But then they go at it. And I would say Dolly got the best of E.T. in that particular little That little scuffle. Now we got Tavy, DTB, and Tinkerbella. Seemed like they was like some of the last ones. I think the ones after them that get there is gonna be the rest of the like Hurricane M. It's only so Tavy, Tinkerbella, and DTB get there at the same time. And so when they get there, Ivory, she want to square up with Tavy. Now, I don't really think Ivory wanted to fight Tavy at first, but Tavy is kind of like on guard because she's been going through a lot. So I think anytime she walk in the room, she looking around to see what bitch want to go. Unfortunately for her, Ivory is the one that accepted tonight's invitation. It did not go well. I feel so bad. Another person I like a lot is Tavy. Y'all have heard me talk about my favorites. Tavy has been one of my favorites. She still is. I haven't lost no love for Tavy or nothing like that. But I every time Tavy come on the screen, I get a little bit out of breath because I'm tired of her having to defend herself. And then, like, I think the more you get beat up, like, it take a little bit off your morale. And so now your squabbles is a little weaker and you get a little more sensitive and shit. Like, it just was really bad. So Ivory ended up beating the shit out of Tavy. Tavy don't really understand why. The other thing that I think that stuck out for me was when Ivory called Tavy ugly. That really hurt her feelings. That caught her off guard some kind of way. She was upset about that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so as they finish up their little fight, Tavy then she retreats to the bathroom. Some kind of way, she goes in the bathroom. Now remember, Amber got her shit bust open by Tasiki a little bit ago. So Amber is already in the bathroom trying to nurse her wound. And for whatever reason, in this big, ginormous ass, probably 15 bathroom house, these bitches end up in the same bathroom, which they probably did that for Airbnb insurance reasons, but whatever. They end up in the same bathroom. Everybody kind of trickles into the bathroom with Tavy, because originally Amber was in there by herself. And so I understand Amber. Amber's thing is, so Tavy and Amber end up getting into it, but what Amber was saying is the reason why for her was, she wanted to retreat from the crowd, and there was a whole bunch of people and a lot of shit going on, all the cameras and shit. Well, she was chilling before Tavy came up there, because when Tavy came in, the whole crowd basically followed her. And then you got Biggie and Lex follow her up there, and then they got all the camera people and shit. And then here come Nat trying to find out what's going on and shit. There's blood all in the house, all on the foot. Like, this shit's a fucking mess. So tensions is already high. We got both the bitches that's been beat the fuck up in here together now, trying to nurse themselves back together. So they end up getting into it because Amber wanted everybody to leave out, and Tavy is like, I'm not leaving. Which I think was a little fucked up, but I understand. I don't know. It just, tensions was high. But I feel like it had to be another bathroom in that big ass house for her to go to. Whatever. So they end up fighting, and the security is trying to tear them motherfuckers apart. And I'm thinking the whole time about all this blood and everybody ain't they mixing together. I don't know. This shit was fucked up. And then while that's going on, outside, you got the Baddies Gone Wild girls. They're fighting. So the Baddies Gone Wild girls, pretty much, I think they beefs are mainly with, I think they was really just kind of flailing around. So TT gets into it with Sweet Nick, one of the cabaret girls. Now, I think that they ended up fighting only because Bahati was fighting some of the other Baddies Gone Wild girls. In some kind of way, somebody's wig got caught up in the mix. And so I don't know if Sweet Nick picked up the wig, or I don't know what the fuck was going on. TT ended up fighting with Sweet Nick. So now they into it. Like, again, it's just a melee. Like, it's fucking chaos. It's just everybody just like a bottle. You know them old Looney Tunes commercials where they show where the animals be fighting, and you just see a cloud of smoke, and you might see a kind of a foot and an elbow and shit here and there. That's what that shit look like to me when I'm watching them in these environments, right? So that's what's going on with that. Now, lastly, Pressure gets to the house, and Pressure and DTB get into a fight. I think they fighting for some internet shit. They probably fighting over some internet shit too. But here's what's interesting about this is why I said I love DTB and Ivory's relationship. DTB and Ivory, now Pressure, I will say, Pressure is another 8 foot tall bitch that's in here fighting, built like a linebacker or a Russian motherfucking army general or some shit. And so she is running up on DTB to fight her. Well, DTB, she holding her own. Diamond is another one of them that's not really like a fighter. Like, in her real life, she probably not just really fighting bitches. That's just not how she moves. But in this environment, she kind of does hold her own, right? But the other thing is that sometimes you can see Diamond is a little nervous, but then you get Ivory in her ear. And I don't know what it is about her hearing Ivory, but Diamond fight like a motherfucker when Ivory's in her ear. So they go 3 rounds. I think that first round, Pressure got the best of her. But then, like, the last 2 rounds, Ivory get in her ear, and she coaching DTB, and she ended up whooping her. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was, is it weird to say that's cute? I don't know. I think that shit cute. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, so another episode, pure chaos and madness. My thoughts on this one. Now, I know it sounds stupid to say this because it's baddies, and I've been watching this shit for years, so I should know better. But I wish they fights was a little more organized. I know that sounds crazy. I understand. But all of the fights and the cameras and the zipping in the back and the forth, and it's just like you don't know. I guess they do that maybe so we feel like we there in the moment. Because I imagine if you standing in a room and there's 3 fights going on, you probably feeling the same way I feel by trying to keep up with this shit. And I'm way at home in the comfort of my own bed. But I think that shit is starting to get on my motherfucking nerves. I really do. I think that's getting on my nerves. So I would say that about the whole organized chaos thing. We need to do a little more organization, if you will. The other thing is with Tavy and Amber. I hate to see them fighting because I feel like they're in the same position. But where the fuck did these medical people be at? It was a lot of blood, y'all. I'm talking about a lot of blood. Like, these motherfuckers is pouring out blood. It's not like no little cut and they kind of trickle a little bit and then drip down, you run down your face a little bit. Like, we talking about, you know them spurts of blood, like when your heart pump and it squinch out the blood. Like, that's how these motherfuckers is bleeding. I'm gonna need to update, and they need to up the staff when it comes to the medical curl. Like, Zeus got the money. Y'all need some surgeons on staff because this shit is getting out of control. And it's like, you know, diseases and the COVIDs and the, what's this other Hanta shit that's going on? Like, y'all really need to tighten up this environment for these girls medically. That was episode 4. I am chomping at the bit. Episode 5, like I said, we're going to be in a couple of days as of the recording of this video. And so I guess I'm going to see y'all there. So that's all I got to say about this shit. It's your girl. I'm a Benji B. I'm gonna go find me something else to watch on TV. Bye.